and eras represented here.
We have, kicking off with the amazing BRM that kicked off in the 1949. Never won a
When it lasted.
When it lasted. Can you believe it? 1.5 litres, 16 cylinders, tiny pistons whizzing up and down. Sparks, how many thousand sparks per minute?
9,600 per minute.
Yeah, which it couldn't cope with, really.
Yeah, well, you know, even now, when Hall & Hall have rebuilt these cars, with all the modern metallurgy and technology that we've got, they are still the most fragile device. But if you can be beside this track when this thing starts to wind up to speed, the whine and the howl of it is just quite remarkable.
It's a unique noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. And then Peter Berthen designed it with a centrifugal supercharger similar to what a Spitfire had, and so the faster it went, the more torque it produced. So the faster it went, the more wheel spin it produced.
And then we have the Napier Railton Special, Alan Wynne at the wheel of this car.
Alan Wynne, who's just retired as director of the Brooklands Museum, but he's going to stay on, I think, as a consultant, but he's a great guy.
This is a John Cobb car, isn't it?
It is 143 miles an hour around the outer circuit of Brooklands.
Circuit record holder, wasn't they? Yeah, fabulous photos of this car in period, all four wheels, well off the deck. I mean, again, you know, you have to have a car this wide to fit all the bravery in.
Martin, I think you asked Alan what sort of preparation they had to do for this meeting.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it's just go in a way that cars of that vintage just they're like old cars, keep going, they keep going.
Whereas a more modern shape is the Chevrolet Monte Carlo here, that runs in our NASCAR category for the weekend. Racing car, Bobby Lamonti used to be the driver of that car, and he's off for the car. With noisy gang tank. Number 243 is Andy Petrie's Chevrolet SF. Drive that car the weekend, and his car as well, the first team to win all the car national series. Mike Skinner, and this is the car now with Andrew Franzone at the wheel. So this is from 2004, number 239, and is just as spectacular, and it's going to be just as dramatic, I think, when it comes up towards Waltham Corner.
Yeah. So essentially, the Craftsman Truck Series is basically NASCAR underneath the chassis. The running gear will be the same, but with a pickup body, because of course pickups are the biggest selling cars in the States, so the manufacturers want to be involved there.
Yeah, just like in what used to be the VAU series in Australia, for example. This was a winner of Toyota's first ever NASCAR success in 2004, and the Toyota Tundra helping to put Toyota on the map in American racing.
Toyota sort of earned their stripes with Craftsman Truck, didn't they, before they went up into the main truck class of NASCAR. That was them serving their apprenticeship, and they have found that it is still an extremely competitive series.
So Bill Goldberg's Toyota Tundra next away, and this won the 2008 Craftsman Truck Championship with 25 races it took part in between February and October that year. It's always been a busy season for American racing, and this is yet another tail-happy creation, isn't it? Because there's barely any weight to
regular NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racing out, but they also have a bit more variety. It's a little bit more like a sort of Caterham Scholarship Championship. We have a bit of a hill climb and a bit of a sprint. So they run on short ovals, and they also they have a race on dirt ovals.
I'm getting all concerned for Will Spencer, because he was exploring dirt involuntarily there.
In a NASCAR Cup car, he wouldn't be expected to be familiar with the loops. However, in the Group B Lancia Delta S4, Andrew Beverly, this is the final extrapolation of Lancia's Group B era. In fact, wasn't, because the Group S car, which never got to compete, was
indeed.
built, and it's shown occasionally, but yeah.
The 1985 Lombard RAT rally, I can remember standing there, freezing my whatnots off, looking at this amazing car and thinking, just better going to go off your overall board. You've just been beaten to it, because this was the car that nobody really saw coming. Turbocharged, supercharged, and it was part of the demise, in a sense, of Group B, because it had pushed the boundaries so far.
They weren't a step ahead, they were 2 steps ahead with that one.
Yeah, true enough. Tony Mason Starren is next onto the hill, Chris.
Yeah, in the little 1940-something, 1950 2-litre Barchetta. Barchetta means little boat, and it's a little boat. Speedboat, I'd say.
All of those boats you see out on Lake Como that are worth almost as much as the Ferrari itself, that's exactly what it evokes.
Here's Rod Jolly in the fantastic Monza-Napolis. There was the amazing race at Monza with the IndyCars versus the European cars, which comprehensively IndyCars won. Details put on quite a good show, but this then came along with this Jaguar. And they've got racing, historic racing, for a long time in the UK, and Rod Jolly's had it for a number of years. He was an artisan, an incredibly skilled body builder. His Carina Laumann in the long-nosed D-type won Le Mans in the hands of Écurie Corse, lives in the Laumann Museum, which I must visit in The Hague.
Yes, it's a very familiar livery, isn't it, with the big fin. This is the later version of the D-type. That's the dark blue and the white noseband of Écurie Corse.
And an anorak point, we imagine that the fin at the back points exactly 4.5, but it doesn't. It's 3 degrees to the left to compensate for the drag of the driver sending it to the right. Well, Malcolm Sayer was...
So the D-type roller up to the end of the run. This running in match 5, 70 years of the XK. And then Martin, how about this?
Pikes Peak Hill Climb. Well, we said we would talk about it a few times over the weekend. We saw a brief run from Leon Duran's Pikes Peak RS200. We've got the Volkswagen ID, and this was one of the Toyota Celicas that ran a few years ago. In fact, that must be a good decade old.
94.
Oh, splitter prop. I'm sensing somebody's already been on the grass in their drift pattern.
I think So he's a very spectacular driver, proving the point. It's a turbo V8 engine of 1,000 brake horsepower in this Nissan 370Z.
Because apparently when you're going sideways and smoking the tyres, no amount of power is too much power. No. They always want more. Yeah, I suppose they're racing drivers, and in the end, yes, that is the default setting, isn't it?
And he's not the only one throwing it at the scenery, as it were, because the Ford Mustang here, with Vaughan Gittin Jr., multiple drift champion, is on the hill as well. And car control here is just outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah, and Vaughan's one of the men who's sort of really quite responsible for the promotion, him and the Millans, of drifting as a disciplined motorsport in the US, and the growth of the excitement of the whole thing. You know, lots and lots of Japanese cars involved, but the Americans are very keen on using big American muscle cars because, of course, that's what they grew up with.
And is there now not an FIA drift competition? And it's kind of that acceptance that if the governing body of the sport says, right, okay, this is all right, it must be okay.
Yes, it's sort of like us catching up with tweeting or something. It's, you know, it's not just for the kids. Finally, the governing body of the oldies started to get on board with it. Tweet. Well, you didn't get my 3D reference, so
no, I did. I just thought you have to drive. So drifting is not just about going quickly, it's also about showing off what you can do in terms of donuts. You've had donuts served up in front of Goodwood House.
It's great to be driving cars. I'm not sure that all you can go as quickly as otherwise you might have wanted to. Again, that's quite healthy, as perhaps it started. Making rumbling noises past us. He's got drive, but he hasn't got very much drive.
He being Steve Biagioni, who's one of the real pro drifters, Bagsy with his Nissan GTR. He's got a Chevrolet engine in it, a 454 V8 engine. So this kicks out when it's on full noise a mere 1200 brake horsepower.
Possibly why drive shafts don't have much of a bite.
They've got to be on the robust side.
Yeah, don't they though?
So Bagsy will head to the end of the run, and once he's there,
With the weight arms there, young man. Cut away from him. There's somebody standing at the side of the track who's found himself a big screen and then spotted himself. Very good. Good use of dead time. It's a long drive up past the got very little drive. Obviously got a big area down in the paddock. Red Bull have got a very funky looking display there as well, close to all the Formula One teams. There's an awful lot of sort of groupings together.
And of course, Steve Biagioni, when he gets to the holding area at the top, he's going to have to explain himself to all of his peers who will have watched this on the screen and thought, haha, yeah, that's not right, is it, mate?
It's almost a little bit like watching, vert ramps in line skating or something. They're all egging each other on to greater and greater excess. And then when somebody breaks something or takes a nosedive, they'll go, yeah, we've all been there, but it's all part of that pushing each other on kind of ethic that works there, and I'm sure, yeah, there'll be some good-natured cribbing.
Trouble is, he's got to come down the hill, yeah?
Well, that's easy as down.
You're not in a hurry, are you?
No.
So put him at the back, and everybody else will head down the hill. Now, do we have anybody else to come
Put
up?
him at the front, everybody else will behave.
Yeah.
Because they can't go by without using the ground. I didn't suggest that.
Harry the ball.
No, they have, but if we just wait for him to stop before you send anybody else,
Because you've not seen a red flag yet.
No, we haven't. So, I think once he finally gets to the start line or the finish line, we will be ready to go again. We've got a few more of our drifters.
Yeah, Mazda RX-7 here, James Dean's car. It isn't an RX-7 with a rotary engine. Champion, and you can see why, with the 500 brake horsepower power unit kicking him up the hill, not in a straight line, because that would be boring, wouldn't it?
See, now my son would say, why hasn't he just got an Exclamon quad rotor in it? Surely that would produce enough horsepower and enough ear-splitting noise for anybody. Maybe too much.
We're going to do donuts, yes we are. Are we going to get away with it and be nice to the machinery? Yes we are.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how, and partly thanks to the Fast and Furious movie series, this kind of motorsport has caught on. And Martin will back me up on this, because we were at the same event in Baku, some GT cars a few years ago. Red flags come out to end the run, I'm afraid. But you had GT racing, historic Formula One cars, and drifting. And it was the drifting, wasn't it, that got everybody in the grandstand to come and have a look, because they could associate with that, and they'd seen it on the big screen.
Yeah, absolutely right. Gosh, doesn't that look like we're on a beach?
It does rather.
It really does.
Why have we had to stop? Why has James Dean's run been interrupted by a red flag?
That's a very good question. I wonder if somebody's noticed fluid down somewhere, possibly from the previous car, actually. As you said, he was coming past us under full steam and under full control. So looks like that was all A-OK, but there is a little bit somewhere. The grandstand down Volcom.
The fact is, we don't have a lot of force. I suspect it was a little car had reached that paddock.
Yeah. Well, here it comes.
Checker flag is there. It's that right on, of course, as you should do when you see a red flag. So that counts the RX-7. We've got the Mazda RX-7 Mad Ball, all being well still to come. Charging up the hill. The Carnage, yeah. The Irish Drift car. And this car has two turbos, and it also has nitrous oxide, which helps it to produce 1150 brake horsepower. I just thought an RX
You've got as much opportunity as the other here.
just warn us where you're going to go and practice. We'll go the other way. I just know how much tired this is as well.
So a standard Dodge Viper engine in the car, but twin turbo and nitrous are required as well. Yeah. Okay, I'm slowly processing that.
You're trying to be 10, isn't it?
Yeah. What's going on?
But also illustrates the control that the drivers have. Now,